In today's video, we are going to discuss about state testing. Here, state transition testing is a powerful technique used in black box testing to ensure that the software behaves as expected while transitioning between different states of a system, which is nothing but a black box testing behaves as an expected while transitioning between different states of a system. It identifies finite set of states in the software which it can occupy. Then it tests how software applied to various systems like vending machines, web application, traffic signaling lights, and so many. It detects errors that occurs when a system moves from one state to another. When the system is moving from one state to another, it detects errors, which is nothing but if this is one transition state, if it is moving from 1 to 2, in these, when an error occur, it can detect. Actually, this state transition testing is a very useful approach in reducing the number of test cases required, which can optimize testing time and improving software quality also. It can also detect when it moving from one system to another. These are main approaches which can be used in state transition testing. What is state transition testing? Here we have few techniques which can be used in state transition testing. First is state transition diagram, state transition table, decision table testing, cause effect graphing, and state flow. State transition diagram is nothing but it is in a graphical representation of the system, and state transition table is nothing but which can be represented in the tabular representation of the system, which can occur in the state transition and resulting actions or the output. Next, decision table testing. It is in a technique which can be uses to map different combinations of input corresponding to their output, which can be used in as earlier test cases scenarios. Cause effect graphing. It is also a technique to identify different combination of inputs which causes different outputs when an event is occurred. And state flow, it is in a graphical tool used to in a model which can be simulate state based systems. And finally, this state flow diagram can be used to develop and verify state based algorithms and control logic algorithms. Uses of state transition. Here, when a testing is a sequence of events that occur in the applications under test. Next, when an application under the test has dependency on the events. Next, software application can be defined as a finite number of states. And when testing is in a user interface also, and this user interface may take different forms depending on input, and they may take transition between screen states, and it can be used in a testing web applications also, when testing mobile applications to test online or offline states and workflow and etc. Actually, these unit for next we have 4 parts in the transition state diagram. There are states that software can be represented by rectangles with rounded corners, and condition of a system, and it can be represented as a node in the state transition diagram. Each node represents different state of the system. Coming to transition from one state to another, here it can be represented by arrows, and it is transition is a change in a state of a system that occurs when it responds to an event. And next, event that result in transactions can be like labeled in the application. Next, events that result in the transactions. Next, it can be resulting the actions from the transaction from an event, which is nothing but an could be represented by a message box, or an action is a behavior